The first reactions to Bullet Train are in.
Right, but on schedule.
See what I'm doing?
I'm really proud of yourself.
Hey guys, it's your girl Melanie, and today we're going to be reacting to a video by a woman named Ash on the Line. I will link the original below as well as her channel for you to subscribe. But she basically has a video saying why Kevin Samuels was right and modern women are wrong. Confessions of an ex-modern woman. So I thought this would be good to get into, but please make sure you go ahead and give her a view and a like and subscribe as well. She can use the support. All right, let's get into it.
Argumentative, quick to anger, disrespectful, and honestly, I wanted problems always. I used to be argumentative, quick to anger, disrespectful, and honestly, I wanted problems always.
I don't want.
So you said you used to be argumentative, you used to be angry, argumentative, quick to anger, and then you expect a man to take you seriously. Why would a man take you seriously when you're acting like that? This is the thing you have to understand, woke ones. When you come across women that act like that, bro, like you need to separate yourself 100%, because all they're gonna do is drag you down, bro, and they're gonna make you feel like less as a man. There's no reason for you to be disrespectful, no reason at all whatsoever. Even if somebody slaps you on the like, even God says it. When somebody slaps you on the face, right if somebody slaps you on the right cheek, you turn the left cheek so they can slap you. Learn to live in peace. Learn to live in peace. Not everything has to be fought over. People are going to try you. People are going to disrespect you, right? People are going to try to troll you. It's okay. Move on. Keep leveling up. Keep self-improving. They're going to be the people that are going to be hating on you when you're getting to that bag. Keep self-improving, bro. Let's continue.
Peace. I want problems always.
Like most women, when I first seen the Kevin Samuels Average at Best video, I thought to myself, why is he so mean? What makes him think he can talk to us like this? I held that same viewpoint for a while and thought maybe he just needs to change his tone. But what most people don't know is Kevin Samuels talked to men like this for 3 years before he even started talking to women.
Focus on cultivating that relationship.
With what?
Go back
Cultivating relationship with what?
with getting out there and getting a relationship.
You don't have anybody. Sir, this is unacceptable.
Yeah, I know.
I hope you didn't come here looking for sympathy.
Oh, no.
Do you have both your limbs?
Yes, sir.
Then why don't you have a job? Negro, you need a job.
Yes, sir.
Get off YouTube, get off Instagram, get off TikTok, get up your ass and go the fuck to work.
Listen to this right now. Rest in peace to the GOAT Kevin Samuels. Listen to me carefully. You're going to realize in this society, when you give that same energy to men, no one cares because they expect men to be able to take criticism. But why is it that when it's with women, they're going to be the first person to be on the Shade Room? They're going to be the first person to be on all of those drama plug websites because it's a woman. A woman should never be talked to like that. Blah, 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 all that nonsense, bro. They're not ready for that conversation. They don't want you to be woke. They don't want you to be able to see the reality for the way it is, man. That's the reality, man. They want you to be blind in this matrix. You feel what I'm saying? They want you to be blind. You got to be able to see the truth the way it is, man. Only woke people understand. If you're not woke, you don't understand. Let's continue.
Yes, sir.
Why to do that? Because, guys, look, we got to call bullshit when we see it.
Yes, sir.
So why does the divorce rate drop dramatically for black couples as well over an income of $250,000?
I didn't know that.
Maybe because you're not part of that group. Are you being serious, bro?
I am, but the finances is definitely something that I'm working on.
Hell no. If anything, you should be happy that I'm talking about what I'm talking about because it's highlighting the problem of hypergamy out of control.
I'm happy, and I think it's necessary.
Men knew.
So I find this interesting because I've watched many of Kevin's shows, obviously, and I've actually seen the ones where he's talked to men. And she's right. He would talk to men directly, and he would give them the same type of criticisms or corrections that they needed. And the difference between the men and the women, not all the women who called in, because many women did listen on Kevin's show, but there were a lot of women who were argumentative, always had to be right. They did nothing wrong. Their shite doesn't.
The reason they feel like that is because of the ego. It's because of the pride. Like, we as people, listen to me carefully. We as people have to understand that we're not our ego. We are not our ego. When you're your ego, you're going to lose relationships. When you allow yourself to become your ego, be humble. There's nothing wrong with being humble. There's nothing wrong with being wrong as a woman. They want all of you women, majority of you women, to be prideful, arrogant. This is what destroys relationships. This is what destroys people from being able to even get into that relationship stage, because you feel like you can never be wrong. Let's continue, man.
Stink. And so he would have to go in. But if you just take a clip, I liken it to the Johnny Depp trial. There's still women, there's still people out there that would just say, believe Amber just because she's a woman, believe all women.
Believe all
Well, you
women.
know these people did not watch the trial. They did not see the evidence. It was clear and plain that she lied, manipulated, and she committed DV against him. She even said that he assaulted her, raped her with a broken whiskey bottle. Okay, but she didn't go to the hospital, said he would hit her. Well, Johnny Depp wears all these rings. And so, but she never had any injuries. It was shown that she manipulated images. There's so much that she did, but yet we want to keep this narrative up. And it's like those people, and it's the same thing. If you just watch a clip of Kevin and you don't really watch many of his videos to get an idea of what he's doing, the people he's helping, the people who need the help, who call in because they know they need help, you'll just take it out of context and run with whatever narrative makes your feelings feel good. The same thing has happened on my show. I had a guy call into my dating show, 30 years old, 4 kids by 2 different women. He had no direction in life. He was severely obese, overweight, and I had to kick him in the butt, but it was tough love. Okay, and so, and the difference though is that when you talk to the men, for the most part, the vast majority of men can accept criticism. They'll listen. They don't start arguing about it. For the most part, there are some, but it's not common. And I've experienced this myself.
Knew that it was just brutal honesty, and some of them even called back to thank him. Whereas when he started talking to women, they took it pretty personal. As women, oftentimes we think with our feelings first, whereas men are more likely to think with logic. Sometimes you have to be willing to hear the ugly truth, and you can't become the best version of yourself if everyone's afraid to call you out on your problems. Kevin Samuels just wasn't afraid. In the infamous Average at Best video, a woman called in and interrupted the topic he was discussing for the evening. At first, he refused to talk to her. She begged him to discuss the problems she was having in her dating life. Reluctantly, he decided to talk to her, and throughout the entire 23-minute video, he told her what she could do to improve. But she was in denial about everything he was saying. Then finally, at the end of the video, he delivered that infamous line.
You're average looking at best.
She wanted a man that made over 6 figures because that's what she made. Well, what she didn't realize is a man that makes 6 figures doesn't want a woman that makes that. He's gonna want a homemaker, a wife.
Now, this is true about the video. A lot of people have not watched the full thing. They didn't see that she was actually in the wrong for even calling in on his show that day. And she didn't care. He told her this is not the right day to call in for this. And she didn't care. She was trying to force him so she can get free advice, or I guess she had glammed herself up, so she was camera ready and wanted him to take her call. And she called herself average. But see, if you just take that one clip, ma'am, you're average at best. Sorry, I got a little critter.
See, this is the problem with the situation, right? And so people, like, we have to understand in this society, people go off of one clip and we use that to judge everybody, bro. Like, a lot of these women that hate Kevin Samuels, the black women and the white women, whoever watched the women, they hate him because they watch his clips of him going off on the women, but don't get the context. And it's like, if you don't get the context, you don't know what's truly going on. And if you don't truly know what's going on, then that means you're lost. You understand? It's just the reality, bro. You gotta start seeing things for the way they are. Let's continue.
Barking. If you just take that and run with it and don't see the full picture, you know, you can spin anything. Anyone can spin any clip into anything they want, but intelligent people who have critical thinking skills, look at the full picture of something before they just make a snap judgment on a clip. But we live in an era of, you know, social media, and if someone puts it out there, then it must be true. Amber Heard.
Why do you want to hunt? Because you all think that I can't.
You've probably only seen highlights of him going off on women, or maybe someone you trust told you that he's an asshole. But when you watch over 50 of his live streams like I have, you really start to understand why he spoke the way that he did. If I'm being honest, today us women are just so used to being coddled. We're constantly told that we're queens, and we've been conditioned to not take any criticism. We think we're perfect, we think we're special, we think we're the prize, and we receive no accountability for our actions. Before Kevin's passing, 12 couples got married from his Facebook group. That number has increased and doesn't even count the couples whose relationships improved or men and women who took his advice and got engaged.
Talking about making people feel, I don't make you feel anything. You're in control of your own emotions. I think that's an unfair characterization by anything else, because if we flip that up, there are people who make money off of making women feel good and lie to them. There are people who openly pander to women, telling them everything is okay, and live false lives in their face, and women can see this and continue to do it. So I always say judge things on the outcome. There have been more videos on YouTube saying Kevin Samuels has saved my marriage, I'm better. I'm married today because of Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels' advice works. I talk about, you know, this group I had on Facebook where people are getting together. People can focus on what they want to.
Kevin Samuels.
So I can speak on what Kevin's mission was, not just what he put out into the public, but what we've actually had in private conversations. And he started because he wanted to help, in particular, you know, when he started, he wanted to help the Black community. And he thought by building families, but he saw that the problem, as he talked to more men and as he's done his research and talking to women, he saw that the problem, for so long it's been believed that it's just men that are causing it. The men are the reason why this is happening. Men are this, men are that. But when you talk, or you even see some of the women on the show, you'll see that the delusion that lives on the side of us as women, you know, it's impossible to build families. He said it over and over again, unless someone brings correction to you. How do you know what you're doing wrong? And this is the thing. There are a lot of people who will pander to women because it makes money. Women will buy this stuff. Women will listen to you. You won't get canceled publicly because you're pandering to women, telling them what they want to hear, that it's always the man's fault and that they don't need to change anything. But we've seen over and over examples that it's just not true. But that was why Kevin started this. Now, it reached out to, you know, all communities. The reality is all communities started listening to him because they're experiencing it not just within the Black community, but you see.
The reality of that, like I said before, is that majority of women want to be pandered to and believe that they're above being corrected. Especially as a woman starts to make more money. You feel what I'm saying? You're going to start to see that her ego and her pride is going to start to level up. But with that being said, you as a man have to try as much as possible to focus on self-improvement and how you can make yourself the best version of yourself. And every other thing is going to work out. Understand? We have to get better. We have to self-improve.
See it in modern women, whether they're white, Black, Asian, Hispanic, a lot of this thinking has seeped into their mindsets, and no one is helping them. No one is helping them get married. They're just telling them the same things they've told women for 40 years, but we have seen a complete decline in the marriage rates and divorces at an all-time high, mostly filed by women. And so how do you counteract that unless, people have been using, just a feather to talk to women. And he came in with a hammer. Why? To get it done quick and to wake them up, open their eyes, and to help them. He wasn't doing it just,
You know what the crazy part about what you're saying is that, well, not even only about what you're saying, but it's the reality. The reason why all those women hate Kevin Samuels and were speaking bad about him, especially at the time of his passing, is because they know that he made a big impact on their life. Clip that. Clip this part of the video. The reason why Kevin Samuels was hated by all those black women was because he made a big impact in their life by telling them the truth. You understand? Women don't like it when you as a man tell them the truth. They get offended, but it's better for you to tell them the truth and for them to hate you than for you to give them comforting lies and they don't become better, because that means you're not really helping them. That's the truth. Let's continue.
Just for entertainment, it was entertaining so people would watch. But his core beliefs was not just to go in on women. And anyone with any basic critical thinking skills can see that.
Samuels recognized the increasing divide between men and women, and in his own way, he was trying to fix that. You may think he was an asshole, and to be honest, maybe he was. But assholes get shit done. He cut past the filler, he cut past the coddling, and he told us the truth. I'm a better woman because of it, and I thank him for that. Because to be honest, I used to be a little crazy. Here's 4 reasons why Kevin Samuels was right and modern women are wrong. Number 1, Kevin Samuels highlighted the toxicity of modern women. Modern women are those who are highly career-driven, have dominant personalities, believe they're superior to men, don't respect men. They may treat men just as an accessory or as kind of like a trophy. They'll brag about how they're educated or independent and don't need a man. They may be quick to anger and have bad attitude, especially towards potential suitors. They may not take criticism very well, and they view themselves as the prize. They think that they're perfect, and they may dream of being part of a power couple. Typically, modern women will want the men that they can't have. For example, they'll want men that have lots of options or men that show them little to no attention. A lot of modern women will say that they prefer tall men, 6 foot and above, without knowing that the average height for a man is 5'9". The more experience they have with dating, the more unrealistic their standards become.
So yeah, once again, I didn't even know what the term modern woman was until I actually started watching Kevin's stuff. But and I didn't even understand, like I had not consciously thought about the fact that I've heard things since I was young. You don't.
Do you know why you haven't consciously thought about it? Because you haven't been woken up by society. Well, society is not supposed to wake you up. You haven't been woken up to the reality that men have to face on a daily basis. There is a concept known as modern women, right? Modern women are basically given the privileges and the concessions in which they're given to be able to exercise some type of authority in society, whereas a man has been basically almost laid down to zero. They're told every single day that they're nothing, that they're not good enough, right? So that's why you see a lot of guys now, especially between the ages of 18 to 30, a lot of them are incels, right? And I'm not encouraging men to be out there, and I'm not encouraging women to be out there, but I'm saying in general, they have told women that, or that society has tried to lie to women, telling them that they're greater than they actually are, instead of being honest with them and telling them the truth. That's why as a man, when you tell the man the truth, he'll actually listen to you and try to self-improve, right? Or at least make an attempt towards self-improvement. But as if you tell a woman the truth, she hates you. But it's okay to be hated, because at the end of the day, you as a man, you want to make sure that a woman respects you before, if anything, she loves you. Because if she cannot respect you by you telling her the truth and you holding her accountable, then what's the point, So it's okay. Let's continue.
I don't want no broke man, no short man. I can do bad all by myself. All men are dogs. All men cheat. It's all these negative things that are now just not individuals saying it. It's cultural. It's like accepted norms to say it, and you won't get canceled or men don't make a lot of noise about it because they're used to it. They've grown up with these types of things said to them or about them, and it's just It's just known. And no one gets no one thinks twice about it. It's just a thing that you say or that you just accept. But the second a man says anything about a woman, it's a complete cancellation. He's misogynistic, it's the patriarchy and all these other things. When the reality is, it's just if you think, I want you to sit and think, if you're a woman and you're in a man's shoes and the things that are said about men, a man who was 5'8", a man who makes $50,000, okay? The things that are said about him that he has to just accept. Nobody cares. Nobody's gonna coddle his feelings. Gonna say, oh, how could women say that about you? How could women put you down because you're not real tall and you don't have you're not making $150,000 a year? See, we have no problem when it's coming from our side as women. But as soon as men have any correction for women, and actually, how much he makes, how tall he is not a correction, but anything they say that they don't want, or say that, anything that's said about women that isn't pandering or tickling their ears, they're canceled and they're called out and they're put down as misogynistic, and it's the patriarchy. Everything's the patriarchy and misogyny, and it's just not.
And the reason I stopped matchmaking is because I can't handle female clients. I was a matchmaker that matched females. And listen, it was such a valuable lesson for me, because what I learned is that the average woman doesn't really want just a good man. She doesn't want a husband. What she's really wanting are these standards or ideas that she has of what a man is supposed to be. But this is nothing what men are. This is not realistic. You're comparing good men to, I can't say this, F-boys. I'm just gonna say it. You're comparing good men to the men that you've experienced previously who were not ready to be husbands, that you were just dating, messing around with. He's supposed to look like this. He's supposed to act like that. Oh, you know what? He's too corny. He likes me too much. He texts me too much. Yeah, because the men that you were messing with, you weren't even the only one. They don't text you right back.
You know what the crazy part is? Like I said, there's a difference between what women say that they want and what women actually want. You have to understand that at the end of the day, women say that they want a man to be a gentleman, they want a man to be a nice guy, but they don't respect those men. They want a man that's going to treat them badly. They want a man that's not going to pay too much attention to them. They want a man to be a bad boy or an F boy. And those are the men that they're truly attracted to, right? Because the thing is that when you ask women those questions about what she wants to come across as politically correct. She's not going to actually tell you what she wants because she doesn't want to come across as a bad person or as the H word or 403. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what 403 is, put it in the calculator and flip it upside down. All right, let's continue.
They don't call you right back because they have 8 more just like you. So a man comes along that is crazy about you and is interested in you, and I'm sorry to say, you have friend zoned the men that really you're compatible with, the men that would make a wonderful husband. A lot of you have friend zoned the good dude who's ready to be a husband and a father and give you some pretty babies. If you get a pretty boy and they super fine and they in the mirror more than you got a problem. But the problem is you looking at visuals and thinking that men are supposed to look like us or be just as gorgeous as us. No, that's not how God created this whole scenario. Less than 14% of the entire American male population is over 6 foot, just height. And if you add in what he looks like looking like Idris and making money like this and that, honey, look, you looking for the come up for real because I don't know where he's at. I was matchmaking, I would be like, man, I would go find these incredible men. And they would be like, I would never date him. It's like he's gotta be perfect, but you're not perfect.
Facts.
You got issues and unresolved issues, and you got a temper, and you're bossy, and you're controlling, and men don't even like to be around you long term. You run everybody away. You think you're so much the ish that you're bougie and vain and stuck up, and men don't like it. And you know
what's funny about what she's saying? At least she's holding the women accountable. Most women don't hold each other accountable. That's the problem. You understand? They don't hold each other accountable. So I give her major props for holding each other accountable. You know what I'm saying? That's the reality. If they have a problem holding each other accountable, that's just the truth. That is just the truth. That is just the truth, man. I'm telling you. Let's continue.
Wonder why you can't keep a man. You wonder why nobody wants to be around you. But your standards are standardizing you right out of the game. I'm not gonna settle. But in the meantime, boo, you're not even half the things that you have on your list as requirements for a man. You're not even half those things. But you want that in a man. Because until a man is ready, he is not going to choose you. It doesn't matter how you put it down in the bedroom. It doesn't matter what kind of values. It doesn't matter.
Crazy part is that once you start to tell modern women this, oh, you're a misogynist, you're a sexist, this and that, they're not trying to hear any of that. But like I said before, again, I respect her for holding her modern women accountable. It's just the truth.
No matter how big your butt is and what you look like, until a man is ready, he is not settling down. And if you do mess up and get one of these dudes on a string and get him to marry you, you notice I said get him to marry you, you're going to be in so much trouble because he ain't going to change.
A lot of modern women have been told while growing up to just focus on becoming.
Okay, so I'm going to stop it right there because I want you to go and watch her video. I think I'm going to have to do a whole reaction, guys, to Rebecca Lynn's post going off. That was so much meat. I couldn't even digest it fully. But I want to, that.
All right, guys. We're going to hop onto the next video now. Let's get into it. Yeah, like we have to use this video as evidence to understand that there's a reason why a lot of modern day women are not getting married, and it's because of behaviors like this. Now, does that mean that they can avoid it? 100%, but they have to work on it, you know? Because you have to understand, a lot of guys don't really want to deal with that anymore. And there's a reason why men are avoiding you or men are not treating you the way you want them to be treating you.
What I'm saying is something bothering you. Okay, cool, baby. Go on in there and take you a shower, cleanse yourself. Come out, I got you. I'm gonna rub your feet. Oh, shape like
There used to be a time that fairy tales were true. The king and the queen and all the pills were blue. But then the pill changed, the red pill's the truth. Forget the married life, I got better things to do. Stack money, travel the world. When you're getting it like that, you can pick out a girl. When you chase your own dreams, you can become a... Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and share this video with somebody that you know. Subscribe and hit the notifications button. Next, I would not be talking about all women, even though it feels like it. And if you haven't subscribed to my second channel, or if you want the intro music, it's on the homepage, both the second channel and the Red Pill mixtape. All right, today I'm going to be reacting to 3 videos. The first video, a woman's going to be talking about what a good woman is. The second video, a woman is for the streets. A third video, woman proposed to her husband, to her boyfriend, my bad. Things go left. Let's get to it.
Please take the time out to unlearn the fact that a man has always got to be held at such a high standard. He's always got to be the one to check on everybody else, but who gonna check on you? As your woman, that's my job. That's one thing my man ain't never got to worry about. Baby, how was your day? We don't want to talk about me. We're not going to talk about me. How was your day? How you feeling today? How your mental? How was your spiritual? Like, are you good? You know what I'm saying? Is something bothering you? Okay, cool, baby. Go on in there and take you a shower. Cleanse yourself. Come out. I got you. I'm going to rub your feet, give you a massage, whatever it is you.
Like, let's be honest. How many women you know do this even when they like you? Not many women are going.
Okay, so this is my thing, Anthony Spade, my brother. She has to really have high interest in you, and very, very high interest, right? And I'll be honest, a lot of women, they can have a high interest, but it's going to be based off of the way that you look to them. That's what's going to determine if they're going to do all those things. If not, she's not going to do it for you. So I agree. I agree with you. Especially here in the West. If you want to look for those things in which the sister's talking about, you got to go to Africa, Asia. You know what I'm saying? Those are the two main places to go to if you're looking for those things. 100%. Let's continue.
Gonna do this when they like you. That's just how the game goes. Women don't do stuff like this. Even good women. Every now and then you may have a woman that rubs your feet. That's very, very, very rare, even in good relationships, for a woman to think this much just about you.
I agree with
A
that.
woman is only gonna start thinking about a man when a man is not paying attention to her. They're not going to naturally pay attention to you. And that's something about woman nature that men are going to understand. The more attention you give her, the less she's gonna care about you. The less attention you give her, the more she'll care about you. But what she's saying is delusional. Not even good women think about this.
You need, but I need you to relax. Today is about you. And it ain't just gonna be no special day, no holiday. I need my man to know that I'm a safe place. I am a place where you can come lay all your burdens down. I want you to exude some vulnerability with me. I need you to show me that you my gentle giant. Yeah, your boys, they ain't gotta know all this because it ain't nobody's business but mine and yours. But baby, I need you to know that I got you. So if you got to, rest your head up in my bosom and talk to me. Do you understand? Me ain't got feelings.
You know what's funny about what she's saying? I think it's funny about what I think is funny about what she's saying is that she's trying to say that he doesn't have to go talk to his boys about the situation involving himself and the girl. But let's be honest, if things were to go bad, those are the same people he's going to go back to, number one. Number two, if things go bad between both of you, you're probably going to try to expose him because let's be honest, a lot of women after they're out of relationships, they tend to become petty and very, very childish. Now, I'm not saying it's not that men can't do the same thing as well too, but a man would rather cry to his boys and just move on. But a woman will try to go make like a TikTok or something like that, or a YouTube video talking about how her boyfriend was trash or whatever and stuff. And it's like, come on, man. Let's continue.
Too.
That's what we would call a online clout chase. All right, sounds good, don't it? It sounds really good when you're a man who's been hurt, you're a man that's going through problems with women, and women that you come across just seem all bad. Then when you hear stuff like this, you're like, oh, she has to be a keeper. Let me tell you something. Women do and say stuff like this online for attention. So a whole bunch of guys go in her DM and say, oh, you're a good woman, you're different from the next. No, women don't even think about this type of stuff, even good women. You know why? Because women look for leadership. The more attention you show a woman, the less of this you're gonna get. But the less attention you show her, you're gonna get good treatment, but it's not going to be that deep. So when you guys start seeing this is just clout chasing stuff. The reason I did this video is to just show, hey, a lot of women are doing these type of videos now, but they don't make sense. All right, next video, it's gonna be a woman asks if she kisses on the first date, and let's see what her answer is.
Do you kiss on the first date?
Do I kiss on the first date?
Yeah.
I on the first date.
Panera chefs have crafted a masterpiece, succulent seared.
Women spend majority of their relationship life or men communication life rejecting guys. That's what women do. They spend all day long. They bypass a lot of guys that just. And the reason why they want it more when they see the guy they understand is women want. She is a little bit dangerous.
Do you kiss on the first date?
Do I kiss on the first date?
Yeah.
I on the first date.
Woo. Now you notice she has a couple drinks in her. She is a little bit tipsy right now. And they always say that alcohol is a truth serum. One thing that I want you guys to understand is women want it more than you, especially when they see the guy that they want. And the reason why they want it more when they see the guy that they want, because they bypass a lot of guys that just want them. Women spend majority of their relationship life or men communication life rejecting guys. That's what women do. They spend all day long rejecting guys, right? If you feel like you feel bad when you got rejected, stop feeling bad because there were hundreds of guys before you. So when a woman comes across a guy that she's really attracted to, she's gonna throw herself at him in a matter of seconds and minutes. And I tell guys that a woman's gonna know within 5 seconds if you're gonna be a guy she's gonna fall for, or if you're the guy that's gonna fall for her. She's gonna automatically know.
I do on the first date. I also will have sex with someone after 10 minutes of knowing them.
Oh, say less.
Yeah, she's open about it. A lot of women nowadays, they're going to be open about it. And the reason why they're going to be so open about it is because we live in a shameless world. Women don't have shame anymore. They're liberated. Things that used to be shameful for women, that mom, grandma.
That's facts. Why? Because they've allowed people like Kim K to be their role model. After she dropped the tape with Ray J. That's what they want to copy now. You understand? 100%. I agree.
My auntie and big mama used to teach them about. Women have forgot those because they've never been taught it. You have some women in their 40s that remember it, but these new millennials and Generation Z women, they're no good for anybody. They're good at being your friends. They're good at being good sex partners. But at the end of the day, these women are kind of like train wrecking themselves. So by the time they're like 35, 40 years old, they're just gonna be one of those women that just live alone and work long hours at their job, come home and smoke cigarettes and wine. All right, next video is gonna be a woman proposing to her boyfriend at a party. Let's see what happens.
Oh, say less.
You gonna do it like that? I'll kill you. I'll fucking kill you.
I don't know if this was a skit or not, but the moral of the story here is you're gonna have a lot of women nowadays that are going to be proposing to men. We are going into a time of the world where it's going to be easy for a lot of you guys out here to have women because women are reaching a level of desperation. This is how women are looking at it. Women are looking at it like this. During the day, I have to pretend to be this feminist chick that don't need a man, that don't want a man. And if somebody questions me about a man, they
can act like they don't need a man or they don't want a man, but they're going to be the same women to go on TikTok, cry about it. Why? You feel what I'm saying? And you know what the crazy part is? You're going to have society try to support them and say, you're right, girl, da, 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 da. But if it's a man, people are going to clown him, especially if he goes on IG or if he goes on TikTok. Because reality is sexist. It is. You feel what I'm saying?
I have to show them that I'm stronger than a man. But when they go home by themselves and nobody's around, they're crying and they're like, I want a man. I want somebody to hold me. I want somebody to love me. I want to be a good wife. I want to be a good girlfriend. That's the part that you don't see. You don't see that part. So in order for her to get to that level, she feels like she has to look good in order to bait out to get to that type of guy. This is why they pile the makeup on their face. The more makeup they pile on their face, the more they reject guys. Why do they reject guys? Because it's not the guy that she wants whenever she's by herself. Because on surface, she has to play a natural role of being tough. Well, what you have going on.
That's the ego aspect of it. Like I said before again, guys, that is the ego aspect of it. If you're dealing with a woman that is very, very egotistical, which is probably 80 to 90% of the female population, if not more, they're gonna try to make it seem as if you're not at their level. But when you know that you're a man that's been self-improving, you're greater than that. So you have to value yourself. You're not gonna get to a point where you value yourself if you're always dealing with the wrong women. You know what I'm saying? You have to really vet them out and just figure out who's for you and who's for you. You respect them. Let's continue.
Nowadays is that women have ran out of masculinity in men. So the amount of guys that are actually masculine now is gold for a woman. Women do not care about your money. Women do not care about your muscles. Women do not care about your clothes. Women do not care about your cars. And the reason why they don't care about those things, because you can have the riches, you can have the rags, but you can never walk into a store and buy swag. See, you can't buy personality. You can't buy attitude. It's easy to portray the image that you want people to see. See, $5,000, you can go get you a gold chain. You can get some diamond earrings. You can even put a down payment down on a luxury car and drive off that lot with a watch, chains, and earrings looking like you have $100,000 in your bank account and you have nothing but enough to get a down payment onto something, which is how majority of the world is living. It's based off the visual. But a woman, she has to connect with your attitude because she's gonna meet a lot of guys that can give her the visual. But one thing that a lot of guys have is a visual, but they have not changed the inner core of who they really are. And that's what matters. A lot of you guys, you don't see the inner core of a woman, right? Because you're blinded by her beauty. But a woman can see the inner core of a man because she sees everything that he does on the outside to portray his image the same way that she does. That's where she relates to weaker men. You have to understand, when women see men doing female stuff, they don't care about the guy. They don't care about hurting you. But when she comes across that alpha male who doesn't look at her the same and who doesn't have those feminine traits to compete with her, those are the ones that she loves. And those guys are very rare in between. It takes a lot to be a Sigma male. We're the ones that attract all the women. We don't attract to the crowd. You never see me with the crowd. You never see me doing lectures. You never see me doing collaborations. You always see Anthony Spade in his own shell. And that's what we teach over here in Sigma Nation. Comment, like, subscribe to both.
We're going to hop on the next video, guys. I mean, I think there's definitely some very important topics in which were discussed, right? But yeah, we're going to hop onto the next video, guys. We'll watch one more video, guys, and I think we're going to end the live stream.